gentlemen, today is Thursday, and I still have no idea what date it is. What day is it? Anybody know? Is it the 16th?
It's the 16th, isn't it?
16th, day after time.
Yes, it is.
April 16th is Thursday, and three wonderful guests again today. But I have to start with this, because today we're introducing these. This is a face mask, and when you open it, oh, look at that. Head talk. Now, I can't do the show like this, even though some may say I would look better, but not sound as good. But all the guests on the show will be getting one of these, and we'll be sending a few around. So that's our TED Talk face mask. Today's guest is going to be fun. First of all, from Seattle, Washington, wonderful guest entertainer. We can't wait to chat with her today. Welcome, Heather Sullivan. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Terry, how are you? Sunny Seattle here.
Say again?
Sunny Seattle here. It's been sunny for a week.
Is that right?
Every day it's sunny here.
Well, you know what that means, don't you? There's no more sunshine for you for the rest of the year.
No, that's not true. We get sunshine during the summer. But I have to tell you, we get a bad rap in Seattle about the, my mom's calling me.
Is she? Go on, say hi to your mom. You should answer it.
Oh, you really want me to call her back?
Yeah, absolutely. Call her back. Let's see. What's your mom's name?
Her name is Elizabeth.
Okay. And
she's actually a singer-songwriter. Anyway, enough about me. What do you think about me?
That's great. Well, we'll talk to you about Seattle in a bit. Also, two guests on the show from South Africa, which I'm very excited about, because there is a South African connection in my family, which I will get to shortly. As currently in Studio City and very proud member of Princess Cruises, welcome Neville Wickstrom. Nev, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm good. I keeping up with it, keeping positive. But you've got a nice little whatever tree you have behind you. What's that?
It is a maple tree all the way from South Africa. No, it's a fake tree that I bought at.
I was going to say, no way.
In Studio City, California, you can't have real trees unless you have a lot of water, because nothing survives. I mean, the weather is just outrageous sometimes. Yeah. So welcome to my fake maple tree.
Absolutely. And who are you quarantined with, Neville?
I quarantine with my wife and my two kids and my dog. It's playing outside right now, and hopefully they won't disturb us. But you can bet one of them will run in and 100% disturb us.
I hope so.
I hope so. We've had plenty of them on the show. We've had dogs and cats and kids and wives and husbands. We've had the lot, so we welcome them all. And our final guest, also from South Africa, originally from Durban. Neville is from Cape Town, am I right, Nev?
That's true.
Absolutely. From Durban originally, now in Edinburgh, Scotland. Welcome, Natalie Arle-Toyne. Natalie, how are you?
I'm really good. Yes.
Good to have you. You've got a very cool background there.
I know. You're going to make me show it, aren't you?
No, yeah. No. We'll maybe do that. Maybe we'll do the reveal at the end.
Do the reveal at the end. I won't show you what's behind it.
Okay, we won't do that. But I like it. Preparation. It's great to have you all on the show. I do want to mention, by the way, that the mask here, which is pretty cool, was made by a friend of ours who's also in December 63, Julian McCleary. His company is called badjujumasks.com.
No.
Bad Juju, Juju. We'll put the thing on there. But they're pretty cool. And they do all kind of stuff. So, yeah, thank you very much, Julian, for doing them. All right, we start the show as we normally do with three quick-fire questions. Quick question, come up with the quickest answer you can, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to start in Seattle. You ready for this, Heather?
I don't know.
By the way, did you call your mom? Is she on?
Hey, Danny, have Mom call me back.
Well, Danny, help her mom get online.
Hey, Danny.
All right. First question is this. You've all done a lot of traveling, but Heather, what is your favorite place that you've ever traveled to?
Well, that's tough. That's a tough one. But I do think that one of our favorite places is in the Grenadine Islands. It's called Bequia. Do you know Bequia, Terry?
I do not know.
I think it's spelled like B-E-S. It's B-E-S-Q-U-I.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful place in the Grenadine Islands, right off the north coast of South Africa. It's gorgeous. Beautiful. Not South Africa, sorry. South America. Beautiful.
Nice, nice, nice. By the way, during this whole show, we get a lot of viewers coming on and saying things, and we not only get highs to all the panel, but we just got a hi to Danny from Kenny French. Kenny French said hi, Danny.
Kenny French said hi.
I don't know. Now we've got highs.
You can ask your viewers how to spell Beckway. I think it's Besque.
All right. Come on, we need that. How do you spell Beckway? Just off the South American coast there. And Bob Sachs and Corey Sachs said hi. How you doing, guys? All right. Neville, what's the first place you've ever traveled to? Is your mom on there? Say hi to your mom. You can talk.
My mom's on. Mother, say hi. You're on. You're live.
Hello, hi.
Hi. Did you get on the show, Mom?
Makes me want to call my mom.
They're saying hi to you, Mom.
Well, baby.
Can you see it on? Can you see it on Facebook, Mom?
This is brilliant.
Oh, shoot. I messed up. Shoot.
I just realized we need to plug in.
We love you, Mom. We love you.
We love you, Mom. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Neville, what's the favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Favorite place? I wouldn't say favorite, but this is probably one of my most interesting places I've been to because I'm from South Africa, which is just very vibrant, especially Cape Town. I think one of my most interesting places was St. Petersburg, Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Really unique, very different to South Africa, very different to a lot of places I've been to, you know, that whole northern Baltic, Norway, Denmark, all of those places. But St. Petersburg really stood out to me, just the culture, how they do things, and just kind of the architecture of the whole entire city was just unique to me. So that to me was one of my favorite yet unique places that I've been to.
I agree. I love St. Petersburg.
Me too.
Yeah, I do a Billy Joel Elton John show, and we were sailing away from St. Petersburg. One of the highlights of my career ever was sailing away from St. Petersburg and singing and playing Leningrad, which is what
Amazing.
Billy Joel's Leningrad coming away from there. That was real highlight. Still remember it fondly. Natalie, what's the favorite place you've traveled to?
I have two. Am I allowed to?
Yeah, you can take two.
So I love the island of Gozo off Malta.
Okay.
I've never been there.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Don't go in the summer. It's too hot, even for a South African. I took my British partner and he literally got blisters. His feet was one big blister. All of it, it was really bad. So do not go in the summer, but it's beautiful, absolutely stunning. And then the other place that I love, which Neville will know of, is the Drakensberg Mountains. So that's in South Africa. The Drakensberg Mountains are just stunning.
Really?
It's the only place that you'll see snow right in the top, close to Durban anyway, top of those peaks.
Wow.
And you can ride a little pony all the way to the top. It's great.
Perfect. Well, we've learned about a few new places, and we now know how to spell whatever it was you said, Heather, because we spell it Bequia.
I need to get my plug. I'm not running away.
It's beautiful. Mick Jagger used to vacation down there.
Is that right?
I think
Did you bring my computer plug? Sorry.
All right, so next question. This will be fun. We're going to start with Neville. Neville, here's a tough one, but it's going to be interesting. Your answer. What inscription would you like on your gravestone?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, you got a number of weeks to wait, but...
On my gravestone. Well, seeing that I'm from Africa, I would say, and I don't know if this will make sense to anyone, I would say, hey, I wanted a pyramid, but I got this.
Okay. Natalie got it, but I didn't. I guess I'm stupid. What?
Bro.
God, no. I think, I would want a pyramid, but I guess I got a gravestone instead. I don't know. That's what I can.
Oh, I see what you mean. I get it.
Yeah.
Very.
Natalie, what about you?
I would have she was nice.
She was nice.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good, Heather.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I told you I was ill.
I like
That's a good one.
that is a good one.
I think you might have won. I like that the best.
Thank you.
Final quick fire question. This one's for Natalie. If you could go back to one moment in the past and forward to one moment in the future, so one moment in the past, one moment in the future, where would you go?
Making funny faces. One moment in the past. Where would I go? One moment in the past. Oh God, this has just popped into my head, but it's probably not that interesting. A time when I was 5 in South Africa and could run around naked in the sun and jump in my little paddling pool.
Cool. Okay.
I think it's because I'm longing for freedom at the moment.
She wants out. She wants out.
Forward. If I could go forward, where would I go? I don't know. I like right now. Do I have to go forward?
Go forward a minute.
Okay, wait. Oh, you're going to have to come back to me. I know this is quick fire. I'm rubbish at quick fire.
We'll come back to you. Heather, one moment in the past and one in the future.
This is tough, but I think I would probably go back and spend maybe a Christmas day with my father.
Nice.
And let him and listen more to my father when he was alive.
Yeah.
And that, I think I would really love to have that again. If I could go forward, like do something that I have never done before.
Yeah.
Go back with my father and bring him to the future.
Like, take your dad to the future. I like it. Neville?
Man, this is tough. I don't know. I had time to think about it, and I really couldn't come up with anything. But there's one moment in the past, and this is funny, man, and yeah, just funny. But it was when I was just in South Africa. I was just in South Africa about a year ago, and I think, Terry, you would have known this. Last April, actually, beginning of April, end of March. And it is the evening. This is bad. It is like the Thursday evening. I just arrived in Cape Town. I was in a car accident. So just before I drove into a tree, so I don't have to walk my sister down the aisle with a broken arm and then spend my 2 weeks in South Africa in a cast, that would be my moment. I would be like, stop the car. I'm not going back.
Change the future. Did you ever think about that, Natalie, for the future?
Yeah.
Okay, Natalie, go first.
You want to go first, Neville?
No, you go first. Ladies
Me go first. Okay. The day I turn 100, I want to live a long time. I know that a lot of people don't. I want to live a long time, a healthy long time.
Good.
But yeah, the day I turn 100, I want to blow 100 candles out on my cake.
I like that. What about you, Neville?
I will be wiser then.
This is kind of random, but I just thought, if I went to my sister's wedding, walk my sister now, I think going future to kind of keep with that same kind of trend, I would go to the future to my seeing or being at my kids' weddings.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So just like if I could hold my sister and being at my kids' wedding to see what they're going through or how happy they are going to be, etc.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know about my past, but me going forward, I want to go forward just a few months from now, where the cruise ships are full, theaters are full, the stadiums are full, and we're all smashed.
That's a good answer, Terry.
You won that.
But I've had about 3 weeks to think about that.
Yes.
But yeah, great answers. Well, 3 amazing guests and 3 very different careers and from all over the place. So we're going to start in Seattle. I used to live in Seattle, actually. I used to live in a place called Maple Valley. If you know Maple Valley.
It's very close to me, very close. It's right up the road.
So where do you live, Heather? Where do you stay?
I live in Issaquah.
I know Issaquah very well.
Yeah. Very near Maple Valley, yes.
You're a wonderful entertainer, fabulous singer, fabulous pianist. I mean, everybody loves Heather. It's sure when you were on our expo last year, you walk on stage and all the artists are all singing and cheering because we all love you. But tell us about your career. I have no idea how you got started and how it evolved. So give us a couple of minutes of how your career's gone.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Here we go.
Oh,
nice. Rob, you winning.
No.
Hey, it's 5:00 somewhere.
Great.
Okay. And you heard my mother a little bit. My mother was a piano teacher. So when we lived on the farm in Oklahoma, my mother, to make extra money, she would teach kids how to play the piano. So I was one of those children. And I've been playing the piano since as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember. I just remember standing up and with the keys right here. And she would be in the kitchen. She was always cooking for 8 kids. I have 7 brothers and sisters and working very hard. And she would always scream from me from the kitchen, Heather, read the music, because I could hear it faster than I could read it, right? So I would just start playing, and then I'd start making up my own Bach song, I just like start, But I've been doing it my whole life. When I got a little bit older, are you ready for this, Terry? It's quite funny, actually. We were a singing gospel group.
Okay.
And guess what we were called?
Go on.
The Singing Sullivans.
Thank you. Yeah, that's amazing.
Traveled all over the country singing in little churches. So my background really is gospel music. The way I play the piano, everything is rooted in gospel music. And
Awesome.
I've been doing it my whole life. I started singing in bands in Oklahoma. And then I was also a collegiate tennis player. So I started playing tennis around 10, 11, 12. And then I started, I went into the University of Oklahoma playing tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad really wanted me to be a tennis player. He really wanted me to be a tennis player. And I felt bad because I was making more money. This is back in the, way back then. And I was making more money in bands than I was making, anywhere else. So I quit tennis, broke my father's heart. But I've been in music business ever since.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You've got a great career, and you're such a wonderful person on stage. Boy, from the minute you walk on stage, you engage that audience. For anybody who hasn't seen Heather live, check out this video.
Heather Sullivan.
Come on now. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel my heart start to trembling whenever you're around. Ooh, stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we should stop trying. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it, something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fun to see your face at my door. It doesn't help to know that you're just time away. Long ago I reached you. There you stand, holding you again.
She's fantastic. Elle sings, everybody loves her. All the band love her.
Oh my God.
So it's great.
It's funny, Terry. It's funny, Terry, because I thought about that performance so much, because you only have 12 minutes at the TAD Expo. And I wanted to do so good, and I just planned it out down to the minute. And I get up on stage and I just forgot everything. I just forgot everything. And it's like Danny and I were laughing all the way home, flying all the way home, because it's like all these musicians who are so talented, have so much experience, and we're all like bumbling idiots when we get on stage. It's like,
No, you were amazing on there. It's so good. And this has developed into something different. The show today, it's Heather brought on what are you drinking? Is it Pinot Grigio?
It's like the biggest glass I could find, a glass of wine.
Beautiful.
Chardonnay.
So we're now going to call this Happy Hour with Heather. What are you drinking? What are you drinking, Natalie?
Woo, Natalie.
This is, whoop, whoop. It's a Brooklyn lager, special effect lager.
Neville, what are you drinking?
I'm upset because I wasn't invited to the party, but
My friend.
Behringer, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Save it for me, Neville.
Go on here. Will it go? There you go.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
nice.
Yeah, so I'll just...
Brooklyn, that's in Seattle.
It is. That's right. Correct.
that was almost like a bling. You got that correct.
cheers.
So I got to tell you something funny. Cheers, everybody. I'm going to tell you something funny. My son and his fiance have a dog. What's the name of? What's the type of Pomsky? A super intelligent dog. It's kind of crazy. The dog's only 9 months old and basically does everything. And he sits in front of the computer and watches Tad talk from the beginning.
Fabulous.
Maybe we'll try and get it. His name's Kenny Doggins. So,
Kenny Doggins.
Kenny Doggins.
Hilarious.
Not related, but thank you, Heather. It was great chatting to you about your career.
Thanks, Terry.
Neville, it's so good to have you on the show. The great thing about Tad Talk is we're having people from all over the world and people from all walks of life. And you are one of the talent bookers at Princess Cruises, so thanks for being on here.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. You guys are fantastic. I love working with Tad and Jan and all of you guys.
Well, we just, Anne and I, I'm not sure if you know, we went on a, I think it was a 5-day or 7-day Princess Cruise down to Cabo San Lucas, where it stayed overnight on the Royal Princess. And not just saying it because you're on here, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. It's a gorgeous ship. The entertainment director or cruise director, I think entertainment was Ron Goodman. And boy, was it such a good trip. You guys have got it down so good.
Thank you.
The only thing I didn't like about that is because right before I got on the ship, I'd been on a diet for 10 days. And I got on the ship and I thought, okay, buffet, we can do that. We can do the salads. I'll take some salad dressing I can have. I can still drink coffee. And then I found the pizza place next to the
the pizza place is the worst on there.
Big mistake.
Ridiculous. So hence the diet waited till I got off, and then this started. So screw the diet.
All right.
But Neville, prior to Princess, I know you had a great career in the industry and other things. So tell us a little bit about you and where you've come from and what you do.
Yes, originally from Cape Town, as we've mentioned before, kind of moved my way up. I had the weirdest opportunity of a lifetime when I was in my teens to be casted into a kind of like a documentary movie thing back at home in Cape Town. And then from there, started getting to know people in the industry and really kind of made connections. But my love was always working with the underprivileged. So I started working with street kids, kind of moving away from that, working in the NGO kind of world for a little bit. But my thirst and my love for entertainment was always there. One day, randomly, opened up a newspaper, trying to just find something new, not going back into entertainment, just looking. And there was this ad this big on the newspaper in Cape Town. It says, "Do you want to work on a cruise ship? Come and join Disney Cruise Line." And I was like, what is this? Working with Mickey Mouse? What is happening? I applied, opportunity of a lifetime. Many months later, I got on board a cruise ship, the Disney Wonder. And that is pretty much where my life pretty much changed. My love for cruise lines, my love for entertainment grew way faster than I ever experienced. And that's pretty much where it kicked off from on Disney Cruise Line, started in youth activities, moved my way up into cruise staff. from there, they kind of have a little bit of different roles to what Princess has. But moved my way up. On board, met this beautiful, wonderful lady who is now my wife.
Nice.
And decided to leave South Africa behind me. Oh no! And then moved to Los Angeles. Started my own. I worked in events in the events industry for about 2-3 years, and then eventually kind of really got engraved in how the culture and entertainment works in the US. Started my own business, which I headed up for about 3 years. Did really well, and eventually got this amazing opportunity to work with Princess Cruises, which I've been with for, I think, a little bit, about a year, 8 months, something like that. I'm not sure exactly. So, but it's been a great run, great path, and looking forward to my many years ahead of me working within the cruise industry.
Absolutely. And of course, we love working with you. We had a laugh at the expo, but the cruise industry is a wonderful industry. It really is full of some amazing people, and you've enhanced that too. It's great having you here. I know.
I saw Heather at the showcase.
Yes, I got to meet Neville.
Good times.
Yeah, Bruno. I met Bruno.
Great showcase. You guys really know what you're doing, and you're telling Stella, and your staff and everyone. So well done to Tad. Well done to Tad.
We are actually introducing a new thing, which we've been planning actually for 6 months, but this has sped it up. And we about 3 months ago, we started building our own little black box theater, 80 seats, just off our production office in Phoenix.
Amazing.
It's a little theater with 5 cameras and a 25-foot LED screen. The one you saw at the expo, actually.
Yeah.
Hanging is on there. And we're now doing virtual showcases, because we think that in the days of technology, when we're doing this, 4 of us are talking from all over the world.
Yeah.
You fly and stay in hotels and do this to go and see, 24 acts sing for 12 minutes. Well, we're doing these virtually now. So they're on demand and they're live with a host, with all the bookers. And we're going to be in 10 days from now, we're going to do our first virtual showcase. So we're so excited about that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I have all the production value of an expo with a live band and with the live and the patter and the live performance.
Oh, wow.
Without any of the tricks of video editing, so you're not burying stuff. You can actually see the act live. And of course, while we're in quarantine and we're all social distancing, we're using all the videos we have from the last 5 years of expos. So we're able to, reignite some of the performances that you saw. So we're excited about that too. And
Great.
I am blessed at TAD. I don't usually talk about TAD on TAD Talk a lot, ironically, because it's all about you 3. But I am so blessed at TAD to be surrounded by people that are not only talented, but they really, really care. Jan, Beth, Sam, Cindy, Nick, Brent, Chris, they go on and on and on. Fantastic people. And
can I talk about TAD then? If you can't, I will tell you that's all true.
Yeah.
I mean,
I heard that.
It's just top notch. That the expo was top notch. I felt like I was in a Vegas show. I mean, wasn't it, Neville? It was really.
It's pretty well done. I've been to quite a few showcases over my time, and you guys have done really well in terms of production value, especially with the bookers. I mean, all of us were sitting, and just the way you guys presented everything to us, which is, we could see exactly what we wanted to see. The talent was of good variety, and it was fantastic.
Great. Yeah. And of course, the other side of that is it's our job to represent the artists that we represent. And we've nearly 300 in terms of the land and sea that we have, and over 1,700 total individual performers, musicians, tech crews, and so forth. And so it is, we take a lot of pride in being able to give them the best platform to show what they've got, because it's important.
You do.
And thanks, Heather, Neville, talking to you is great. I know your DJ career, because I'm looking at some of the stills that are coming up. Tell us about the DJ stuff.
Oh, man. So my love for DJing, I still DJ. So I still actually, I travel. I am very privileged enough to do, I don't do, a lot of people ask me, do you do nightclubs and stuff like that? I don't do any nightlife. I don't do anything like that. it's only corporates and weddings, and I choose my weddings even really specifically. But I started it off when I was a young teenager. A lot of my friends were DJing. So when I got on cruise ships, I started really getting into engraving in terms of how the DJs do it. And from there, I really started mastering the art of music and everything else. And so I'll show you kind of where I am. I'm in like in a little guest house of mine, and you can see right there I have my DJ setup.
Oh, yes, sir.
The turntables and everything, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, so I really invest my time and so if I'm not on a cruise ship booking talent and stuff away, I kind of break away like Heather and Natalie and everyone else. I kind of break away, just really digging into music, the different genres. And I travel quite a bit. People book me all over the country, even out of the country, to DJ for weddings or corporate events. I do quite a few big corporate events throughout California. I go up to San Francisco quite often. So it's great. It's a great opportunity, and I get to meet some crazy people, but that's why I stay away from the nightlife. So it's all very... Because man, this is the thing. I get tired by like 11 p.m. You know what I mean? So nightlife, that's when it starts. I'm like, dude, sleeping time. Where's my wine?
Nice.
That's what kids do.
That's what kids do.
And that's called getting old, Neville.
I was going to say it, but I was going to say it.
Great time with you, Neville. Super.
Absolutely.
Jan Stenning just piped up on the feed. She says, Neville, she saw a corkscrew on the table with your turntables.
We're not speaking about that, Jan. Why are we speaking about my corkscrew and stuff?
There it is. I've got to tell you this. This is great news going back to the beginning of the show. Elizabeth Sullivan just came on and said, that's my baby.
Oh.
That's going to be your mom, right, Heather?
Oh my God, did she type that?
Well, either that or she outsourced it and someone did it for her.
I can't believe that. My mother is 89 years old.
Good and she put a smiley emoticon.
But by the way, she had me when she was like 70.
Of course.
My mother is 89 years old, and I'm telling you, she is technologically savvy, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Videos and everything. Hi, Mom.
Dad. I said that I would help my mom to get on, and then life ran away with me today, and I haven't. And she's gonna get it. I'm gonna get it later.
No, Elizabeth has got like 20 hashtags going, various Heather hashtags, the whole lot.
No, she does not. No, that was funny, Terry. That was funny.
Natalie, how you doing? How's the beer?
It's very nice.
Quite in mid-swig.
Brooklyn Lager. It's very nice.
Good. One of my favorite streets to walk down is Princess Street. Is it Princess Street in Edinburgh?
Princess Street, yeah.
The sun's shining, the shops, the castle. What a world.
Sun's shining. Sometimes. It actually is at the moment. What's frustrating is that it's been really sunny. I would say the last kind of week and a half has been the sunniest of the year.
Nice. And we go to the Fringe every year, of course, and that's amazing. Hopefully it will happen this year. But good to chat with you, Natalie. Now, I know very little about your career other than the last couple of years when we've been representing you.
That's
and
right.
you're one of the funniest people that I have ever seen. Definitely. I mean, great singer, but very funny. Tell us about your career. I definitely want to, because I know I learned today that you've been nominated for a BAFTA for a movie you were in, but I'd like to go back to the beginning and let's see how you got up to that.
Well, it wasn't me specifically that got nominated, but the feature got nominated, which is really exciting. So, gosh, I've always sung, and that's something I've always done, but I got a break. I was Durban, South Africa is where I'm from, and I got a break when it was actually a friend of mine got offered a contract and she couldn't do it. And so I kind of went, I'll do it. And it happened to be in Turkey. And I gave my mother a heart attack because I had a week to pack my bags and get out of there. And I left for 7 months and didn't go back for 17 years.
Oh my
I just kept traveling. My poor mama. So that's how it kind of, I know moms, that's kind of how it started. And I started out as a jazz singer and then kind of got cast in musicals. So for a couple of years, I lived out of a suitcase and traveled the UK and did my musical theatre thing, and then got cast in a couple of TV series, kind of small roles in TV series, one of which I talk about in one of my shows because it was entitled Fail. Yes, as in to not succeed. And that is exactly what happened. So my first few kind of forays into television went down. They weren't good. And so it's really lovely to be here. And the film that came out last year called Only You, which is an absolutely beautiful tragicomic film, got nominated for 2 BAFTAs actually. We got pipped to the post by Wild Rose, which was Wild Rose is a beautiful film as well. So I'm only slightly bitter. But yeah, I mean, Only You is gorgeous, and I would highly recommend anything that Harry Whitliff, the director, creates after this. Just watch her. She's gonna skyrocket, that girl. She's amazing.
I don't know. I'm watching it.
Can you see Only You on Netflix or any of those kind of streaming?
I get it wrong. I've just been asked this actually. I should know this. I'm not sure if it's Netflix or if it's Amazon Prime, but it's one of them. You can get it. Yes.
Right. Well, we're gonna tune in and watch that tonight because we've been binging on everything for 3 weeks now, so we're running out.
I hear you.
And tell us about the John Byrne Award, because I know that's a very special award.
Yeah, I'm so it's ridiculous. I'm so proud of myself. I wanted to say it's so funny because I'm a new writer. I started writing actually because of this director, Harry Whitliff. She kind of went, "You're a funny girl, Nat. You should write." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure actually if I write my own shows and my own stuff." But anyway, so I started writing, and I entered a short story of mine, which is not funny, which is maybe a first, into a competition called the John Byrne Awards, and I won, which is amazing. So I'll go and grab the trophy in a second, because I won a trophy, and it was a big deal for me. And you know what was even cooler? I was in a theater show at the time, so like some kind of superstar, I had to have somebody else like go up and do a speech for me and accept it. It was
cool. That is cool. I want a trophy.
A cool trophy.
We're going to take a look at you live in a second. We've got a couple of people saying hi to you. We've got Katie Punter and Julie Bauer are both there. They said, "Love you."
Oh.
Yeah. But you know who you remind me of? And you're not the same type of person or humor, but you remind me of Phoebe Waller-Bridge. In that you have that capacity to act and be funny and be that kind of thing. And so your future's exciting with that. But if you have not seen Natalie on stage, check this out. You're going to love this.
I thought I'd do a famous song so everyone could sing along, but you don't really know the lyrics, do ya? Beautiful. Hallelujah. So I'm reading down, and I noticed that, my character Eve tap dances. And she's a pro tap dancer. It's entitled Sensual Tap Dancer. So you know the cabaret circuit. Look, some acts are good and some acts are not. Somebody to
Fabulous, 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 and funny as heck. Superb. If you get a chance to see Natalie live on land in the UK or on ships, please do so, because you'll have a blast. Now, I want to see this trophy, this John Bond.
Yes. Where's your
Put it down first.
Go for it. Are you ready? That is Mr. John.
Oh,
See him?
What is the shape?
I want one.
The gentleman, the actor and director, Mr. John Burns, who's an incredible man anyway. He started these awards in Scotland, and this is his outline.
Nice.
Yeah, they're incredible. Actually, I would suggest to anybody to go on. It's an open platform, and people can submit any kind of artwork, be it writing, as compose a song, and every single thing that gets submitted gets displayed there. You know, so you can go on and have a look at them, and then they do these awards once a year. It's really lovely.
That's great.
We're going to call this episode the Alcohol and Trophy episode.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Hey, you know, Natalie, I'm Irish. So, you know, hey, there we go.
Understand.
We're going to move to the segment of the show called Where in the World is Terry?
Where in the world is Terry?
Where in the world is Terry?
All right, where in the world is Terry? So what I do is I changed my virtual background, which is today it's a coffee shop. It's been numerous things. It's been Hollywood. It's me after I went to the grocery store a few weeks ago. Sometimes my pets like to look in on me. Sometimes I'll spend time with Justin. And, however, today we are putting me in the movies. How it goes is I'm going to name one of you, for example.
I don't know how good I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, hang on a second. Do we have kids available?
Bring it.
My little ones just walked in.
Oh, come on. We got to bring him on here. We can do Where in the World is Terry in a minute.
This is Tristan, and this is Emmy.
Hey, how are you? What are their names again, Neville? What are the names?
Just speak loud. Emmy, how are you doing?
Oh, what?
All right. How old?
Hi, guys.
Tristan is 6, and Emmy is 3.
Oh, nice to
And
meet
they
you
love
guys.
swimming. So this afternoon, after I'm done with the work, we'll go swimming.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Well, they can play the game with you if you want as well.
We'll see.
We can actually try to if I go over here, I'm going to do something. So anybody watching, just bear with me.
Oh, here's my kid. I've got a kid too.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
This is Danny. And he's...
That's genius. Hello there, Danny.
It's funny. So we're going to do Where in the World is Terry, but we're going to do one for the kids as well. We're going to start with Natalie. Natalie.
Oh, I'm going to be rubbish. Okay, come on, let's go.
Look at my background. You've got to tell me, what movie am I in?
Ooh, this is hard.
Ooh, wow.
What was that? Oh, I'm terrible at these things. It's the dude. It's the men. It's the wise men.
The wise men?
Can I call a friend?
Yes, you can call a friend. You can call one of these two friends.
What's the Andrew? He'll have headphones in. Okay, come on, my friend. It's the men one. I want to say the 3 wise men. It's not the 3 wise men.
It's not. You can ask Neville or Heather here.
Okay. I'm ringing Heather because I saw her. You know, don't you?
I remember one thing.
Yes.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro. You can't handle the truth.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack, that's what I said.
Jack, but I don't know the title.
De Niro.
Natalie, you really are pretty bad at this, aren't you?
I'm terrible. It's this dude. I'm terrible.
What's the title, Heather?
I don't know. I just remember you can't handle the truth.
The movie is A Few Good Men.
Men was in the title.
You were close.
I was so close. 3 wise men.
We're now going to go with Neville. Neville, what movie am I in, Neville?
Oh, I know that.
Sleeping in Seattle.
That's no, it's not.
Me.
Oh man, that's what I can think of.
I know this one.
Okay, can I call a friend?
Yes.
Let's go with Natalie.
Oh, When Harry Met Sally.
There you go.
When Harry Met Sally, the faking gets seen.
I know. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you.
Heather,
Yes.
are you ready?
I don't know. I
Where
knew
in the world am I?
Okay. I knew the last one.
Ooh, this looks a bit Star Wars-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible at Star Wars things.
But it's not Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
So I covered that
I can't
face.
see his face.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
my
it's not.
God. Is that Matt Damon? I can't see him.
No, I know what movie it is. Oh, wait.
Can you move to the left? Oh,
Scary.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption. It's Andy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, we're going to try something here. This is for those two young people over there.
What movie's behind him, right?
You're going to tell me what movie?
Movie's behind him.
What is that?
See if you know it.
Oh,
No. Is it on?
Toy Story. Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story.
Well done.
Oh, which one? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's 4.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
I think it's 3.
I don't know.
That's 4.
Oh, it is 4. Wow. Good job, T.
All
Good
right,
job.
perfect.
Good
Let's have
job.
a round of applause for the kids. Yay! Superb. That was fun. Brilliant. Superstars. Excellent. All right, guys. The question we ask on every single show, I love this question. We ask it to everybody. So you have to think about this a little bit. But if you could spend the next 60 minutes with two people, anywhere, any people that are alive, and any place on earth, who would you like to spend the next 60 minutes with? Where would you go, and what would you talk about? Two people, one place, anywhere in the world. And we're going to start with Neville.
Oh, man.
Unless you want time to think about it.
I know the one person.
Okay?
So I get two people. One
Two
place.
people that are alive. You may know them, you may not know them. It can be anyone. And one place.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
This is, so if you look at my Facebook or anything, I never speak politics. Never, ever. But this one is political, but for good reasons. I would bring back Nelson Mandela. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
And then the current president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa.
Huh.
And I would meet with both of them in Soweto and let them have a conversation on the best way forward for South Africa, in him guiding Cyril Ramaphosa in terms of how can you possibly get this country out of the mess they are in and make it a better country moving forward.
Wow.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, me too.
Look at that. That's one of the best answers we've ever had. That's superb, Neville.
Oh, thanks.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah, what a great answer. Boy, you girls are screwed now after that.
You stole that one from me. You stole it from me, I think.
Next.
We're going to go to Heather. Heather, two people, one place. What would you talk about? 60 minutes.
Okay, so Neville was, that's a little political, right? So I can be a little political, right? Okay. One of the great people in my life who's taught me everything good about me came from my father and mother. So I would say that I would love to spend 60 minutes with my father right out here at our house in the backyard. And I'd love to spend it with him. And if I could get another person to be with us, it would be the person that I think changed it. He was so happy. It was 2008. And my dad got to see, he loved Barack Obama. And he was in the streets of New York City and people were celebrating everywhere. And my dad cried. Wow. And I would love, my dad had so much hope for our country. And I believe in that. I believe our country is, I believe in the hope in our country. And if I could just have two people, I would be sitting out there in the Adirondack chairs by the fire, talking to my dad and Barack Obama. That would be brilliant. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
And we don't even know your dad, but you made it sound great.
Yeah.
I think that would be a wonderful conversation.
That's
I would love that. Yeah.
good for you, Heather. Natalie, no pressure, but they were two pretty epic.
It took me 2 seconds to figure this out, actually, which is amazing considering my record on this show so far. But I have to tell you one thing, because I think, Neville, you'll love it. I met Nelson Mandela.
No way.
When I was 17 on the QE2. I seem to be freezing up on my screen. Am I freezing up for you guys?
Oh, we can start. That's fine.
Okay, great. So, yes, I was 17 and I was on the QE2 because my brother was studying shipping. And so we were allowed to go on and he could bring his family on. It was docked in Durban. And it's documented that Nelson was on there for a charity event. And all I remember was I was there with my brother, my sister-in-law, and then my nephew, who was just a 1-year-old, a little bubby. And these 2 big security guards came in with like massive AK-47s, and my nephew started crying. And out of nowhere, we didn't know what was going on. And out of nowhere, Nelson came through going like, Tula, 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 Wena, Tula, Wena, to my nephew, and kissed him on the cheek. And all of us were just like, nobody said a word, was hysterical. And he gave these 2 guards hell. He was like, you scared the child. Don't be scaring the child. Put the guns down. And kissed my nephew on the cheek, and then walked on. And nobody said a word. We all just kind of stood there like, I just remember thinking, never wash the child again. Never wash the child again. But yeah. Anyway, so my answer is I never met my mom's mom and dad. So I was born, they had both passed. And so for me, I would, and my grandfather was an avid photographer. So I, as a child, used to go through loads and loads and loads of black and white photographs. And when he took these photographs, people didn't smile. They're all kind of standing by cars, looking very kind of severe. And he was a beautiful photographer, and I would love to go back to their home that I know so well because of those photographs, and to sit and chat with my granny and my granddad, who I never met. That's what I would do.
Good answer.
Awesome.
Good answer.
Great answers today. And I think it's got everything to do with the alcohol.
I think so too. This is quite low alcohol though, but it's still very nice. It doesn't take much for me, to be fair.
Very low alcohol.
This has been a wonderful show. Thanks all 3 of you for joining us. It's been so good. It's been wonderful, and hopefully it's brightened your day up a little bit.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great.
Yes.
It's been tremendous. Thank you all for joining us on TED Talk. Don't forget, each of the guests are going to go home with a bad juju mess. They can help us out there, but be safe out there. Wash your hands, all that good stuff. Join us tomorrow. Tomorrow's show is going to be a lot of fun. We got 3 big singers. Charity Lockhart, who does her amazing tribute to Aretha Franklin, is on the show. She's joined by Sharon Owens, who, if you've ever seen Barbra Streisand, then you'll think it's Sharon Owens. It's the same. A little surprise guest that we've got for you tomorrow also. Over the weekend, we'll be kicking off our special episode we had that we filmed last week, not live, with Linda Lusardi in the UK, who really was on death's door with COVID-19, recovered, and it's wonderful to have her on for an hour special. That's going to be start airing this weekend. Thanks so much for joining TED Talk. We hope it brightened your day, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Thanks, everybody.
Hey guys.